You're still under oath, Mr. Van Zyl.
I am, you lady.
Yes, Mr. Roux.
Thank you, my lady. Mr. Van Zyl, we dealt with double D, page 79. What is that letter?
This is the press release that was making the announcement of Mr. Pistorius becoming ambassador for the International Inspiration Program during the London 2012 Olympic and Paralympic Games. And then if we can look at page 81, 82, 83, 84, is basically just the script that Mr. Pistorius had to learn when he was doing film clips for them during the Olympic and Paralympic Games.
And page 86.
86 is a letter from Lord Sebastian Coe, initially to congratulate Oscar on his willingness to become part of the International Inspiration Program.
Page 89.
This is also just giving us background of the message that he had to carry across on behalf of International Inspiration.
What is page 90?
This is the photograph of Mr. Pistorius during the UNICEF charity event he attended in Tanzania.
Page 91.
Page 91 is an invitation from the tennis star Mr. Novak Djokovic, inviting Mr. Pistorius to attend his foundation's launch in September of 2012.
Would that also apply to 93?
That also applies to 93 indeed.
And what is 94?
94 is a campaign that Mr. Pistorius did. This photographer wanted to use Mr. Pistorius for orphan boys, and Mr. Pistorius made his time available to pose for these photos with these kids.
Is that the photo that we see in page 95?
That's one of the photos that was used, yeah.
Page 96.
Page 96, we received a request from Reach for Dream, as I alluded to earlier. This specific young girl was diagnosed with cancer, and she's an athlete and wanted to have equipment but couldn't afford to have the equipment. So we arranged that Mr. Pistorius made available out of his own budget that he's allocated with Nike to send this young girl a whole host of equipment. And then if we can look at page 99, this is the young girl where she received all the product that Nike sent on behalf of Mr. Pistorius.
That's page 99.
That's correct.
And also page 100.
And also page 100.
Page 101.
Page 101, I think it's just a duplication of the photograph of page 102 of Mr. Pistorius in Tanzania, working with the kids on HIV and malaria awareness.
Page 103, 104, 105.
These are all photographs of Mr. Pistorius. This was, if I remember correctly, in the township here in Pretoria, out on the N4. I can't recall it now. Mama Lodi, thank you. How can I forget the football side, Sundowns? Mr. Pistorius was there with Oakley. This was also what I alluded to earlier with the event with Oakley, the One Side campaign, where they made people aware of having your eyes tested and what difference can it actually make in getting your eyesight back by having proper prescription glasses, which Oakley then obviously donated out of their own charity funds that they raised.
106 and 107.
106, 107, this is the Leonard Cheshire home in the UK, which whenever we were in the UK, Mr. Pistorius frequented the house. It's also a home for physically disabled people, which he also did various charity events for them.
108.
108 is an event.
Does it go with 109 as well?
Yes, it goes with 109. This is an event that Mr. Pistorius attended in Los Angeles, or actually Orange County to be more specific, It's with regards to the awareness of prosthetics and how it can change your life if you have prosthetics, and then by then having the prosthetics to allow you to do your sport.
110 and 111.
These are all taken in Italy, where Mr. Pistorius was based during the Northern Hemisphere summers during competitions. And in between, he also did various charity events here. This was also the specific event I was referring to, where the kid actually, through excitement, bit Mr. Pistorius.
The photos of this is at 111 and 112.
112, that's correct, indeed.
113, you've referred. No, I don't think you've referred to this.
Yes, I have indeed. Earlier in my testimony, my lady, this is the young lady who lost both arms and legs through meningitis, where Mr. Pistorius pushed her in the fun run over 5 kilometers to raise awareness and raise funds to pay for the actual prosthetics for her.
Is it the same at 115?
It is the same event at 115 and 116, where Mr. Pistorius is there with the family. And on this picture, the young lady said that she would like to reciprocate, and she would actually want to push Mr. Pistorius, seeing that he also doesn't have legs. But it was just for photo purposes that they did that.
Do you have any knowledge of the letter at 117? Actually, this one is addressed to Mr. Weber, but do you have knowledge of that from Tabi King?
I saw the letter. This was recent, where Mr. Weber asked me to put him into contact with any people or persons that Mr. Pistorius had worked with before in terms of either sponsors or charity events. And this was one of the replies that Mr. Weber got back.
What was his relationship with Tabi King?
It's Miss Tabi King.
Miss Tabi King.
She used to be, as she states here, there with OSA, the company that makes Oscar's prosthetics and also the running legs, the cheetah that he runs with. She has since resigned from the company, moved on, but she's still actively involved in the Challenged Athletes Foundation, which is a foundation in the US working with athletes that needs prosthetics to compete in various competitions. And Mr. Pistorius also did some events for them there. And she also specifically alludes to here in the email to a charity gala event where Mr. Pistorius also gave a motivational talk at no cost in New York for the Challenged Athletes Foundation.
120, I think we've dealt with. Degrees to Tanzania, visit to Tanzania.
That's correct.
121.
That is just feedback on the actual event that Mr. Pistorius attended in Tanzania.
Do you have any knowledge of the letter in 123 or the person involved there, Karen Al Karouf?
Mrs. Karen Al Karouf is the lady that we did the 4-day event with in Doha in Qatar. With the kids in the different schools. We had the School for Blind, where Mr. Pistorius played blind football also with the kids, where he was blindfolded and then played football with them. Then also various other schools. But she was the coordinator of the whole event and taking Mr. Pistorius to all the different schools, all the different speaking engagements that he had to do there for them.
Mr. Van Zyl, I take you now back in time to a time prior to the incident on 13 February 2013. What was the future of Mr. Pistorius at that time, his professional career?
If I can use it, the term bright, it would be an understatement. We have had concluded up until the 7th of February 2013, most of his current sponsorship endorsements, and I would specifically refer to here Nike, Oakley, Thierry Mugler, OSA, we were still in process to finalize, where new contracts has been secured for the next 5 years that would have taken Mr. Pistorius till the end of 2017, which was his intended plan to retire from athletics as a professional athlete.
And the anticipated financial benefits of that?
Were substantial. I can say that it was probably some of the contracts 4-5 times more than what it was before the London Olympics. And we were also in process of securing him an additional number of sponsorships, which we were scheduled to fly out on the 18th of February, where he would have been unveiled on the 22nd of February 2013 as a global brand ambassador for a specific company. Also on the 1st of March, he would have been unveiled as a brand ambassador for another company. And then we were also in process of finalizing the OSA contract, which would have been not only for Mr. Pistorius' benefit in terms of whilst he's an athlete, but also post-retirement, where he would have acquired or would have been handed or given shares in the company for his role that he's played in development and research for the company, and then also additional income revenue for him from doing various events for them post-retirement.
And what has happened to all these sponsorships?
Maleda, I can categorically state at this point in time all contracts have been officially terminated, and it was also made public in the media. Most of the companies were waiting for the verdict, and once the verdict was passed, we received official notification that all contracts have been terminated, and also the companies like Nike and Oakley has also stated publicly by issuing their own press releases to state that their association with Mr. Pistorius has terminated.
Have you been instructed by Mr. Pistorius again to become involved with him in athletics?
At this point in time, I have not discussed any future possibilities or competitions or anything with Mr. Pistorius. I myself, in conjunction with him, took a conscious decision in the beginning of the events, of the trial and everything, that I cannot do anything up until we know what the eventual outcome would be of the trial.
Have you been approached by Mr. Pistorius?
I have not been approached by Mr. Pistorius at this point in time. I can also add that I've been away with my other clients who've just actually returned recently from the Continental Cup in Morocco, where they've done really well and made South Africa proud.
Lady, may I just get an instruction from my attorney on one aspect? Thank you. Thank you, my lady. I have no further questions.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Yes,
lady.
Mr. Nair?
I have to approach the court to stand the matter down until tomorrow. I have to go through all the documents that I've been handed. It's over 100 pages, and I need to do some research myself.
Yes.
So I think it's a reasonable request, my lady, just to stand the matter down until tomorrow.
Yes, Mr. Roux?
Yes, my lady, of course it's reasonable. And try to get some structure, my lady. I can indicate to the court there's one witness left. That's Ms. Vergeer, the probation officer. I've already made the report available to the state. I don't know who the state intends to call. It may help if they tell me before the time that we can do preparation, avoid stand-downs, but that's in their discretion.
Well, the question was whether there's...
No,
any
I'm just
objection.
putting on record that that's the situation. We've got one more witness, but we've made the report available. I received the report, in fact, this morning, and upon receipt of the report, I made it available.
We'll take an early adjournment. We'll be back tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning.